Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Bassi. Good morning, Rufai. All our viewers. We begin with oil. Brent crude fall. This is Tuesday now, just to show you the volatility over the last 24 hours. So 58.92. I mean, you can even see today's This Day newspaper front page with the Senate prudently trimming down their oil price benchmark to 60. These are prices we haven't seen since 2021. West Texas at 55. And both have fallen over 20% so far this year. Then Trump comes out in the middle of the night announcing that there's going to be a blockade on oil tankers from Venezuela, leading to a 1.4% jump for Brent and WTI 59 and 56. But yet, I mean, Venezuela contributes less than 1% to global oil outputs. Just to remind everyone where, as far as the issue, why we saw oil falling on Tuesday was worries about a supply glut. So just to remind everyone, this was OPEC plus outputs, production output for increased barrels, the voluntary unwinding of the voluntary cuts that we saw from the prior year. So 138,000 barrels in April, then May, June, July, 411,000. They upped that to 548 and 547,000 in August, September, and then they reduced that to October, November, 137. So they've had that plus non-OPEC members, the United States, Canada, Brazil, all of them have been pumping out, more oil. So for 2026, I mean, we've averaged about $60 a barrel so far this year. So the likes of the Nigerians and Saudi Arabias will have to look at non-oil revenue, which means taxes. By the way, Nigeria is real serious about taxes. I had a personal experience with something I got paid for, and I put my tax ID and they hit me. They hit me hard. Asia stocks on this morning. Mixed bag. Shanghai Composite Index in mainland China up by 27 basis points. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong, 21 basis points to the good. Your Nikkei 225 in Japan. We had trade data coming out of Japan. I think exports increased by about 6%. Markets were expecting 4%. So Kospi in Korea, that rebounded from yesterday. But your Nifty 50 in India and ASX in Australia, those were down. This, of course, follows Wall Street actually falling yesterday after the jobs numbers were released. So your Dow Jones Industrial Average in the United States down 62 basis points. S&P 500, look at this. Last on Thursday, we hit a new high of 6,900 for the S&P. As some were saying, could we get to 7,000? But that has retreated, I think 3-4 days in a row now of losses. We've included the Russell 2000, the small index, that also falling yesterday. And then your tech-heavy Nasdaq, that climbing. So the jobs numbers did finally come out in the U.S. The U.S. lost 105,000 jobs in October. So, although they're saying that some of this data could be a little bit distorted because of the government shutdown and all the likes. November, we saw a rebound of 64,000 jobs. The estimate was for 50,000, but unemployment now is at its highest level since 2021, ticking up to 4.6%. And J.D. Vance was dispatched to Philadelphia, I think yesterday or so, Pennsylvania, to give a speech on the jobs numbers. And we hear that Donald Trump is going to be giving a primetime address to the nation at 9 p.m. Eastern or so. So it looks like these numbers have, it looks like they want to come out and try to counter the narrative on affordability and so on and so forth. We're going to get CPI today. In the UK, this is the figure you should be looking at here. Unemployment still at 5.1%. That was released yesterday. We also got CPI today. And I should mention, youth unemployment in the US, youth unemployment in the UK, both particularly high. So I think that's why Trump is going to be coming out to speak to the nation as well. There's a jobs issue. Now, again, the Federal Reserve, well, let me focus on the UK. Let's get to the CPI. CPI actually slowed. So for the UK, November inflation, 3.2% from 3.6. On a month-on-month, it actually fell by 0.2. The estimates were that it was going to be flat. Your core inflation, where you take out volatile food and energy, came in at 3.2. For October, it was 3.4. This is year on year. This is a particular one they look at a lot. Services inflation came in at 4.4. But we saw food inflation in the UK go from 4.9 to 4.2 from October to November. So that contributed to the deceleration. So it is expected, well, I don't know. We might see a cut tomorrow. The Bank of England has been really, really tight in terms of voting. So you can see this in these numbers, labor markets, CPI coming out right before the decision tomorrow. We're going to get the Bank of England decision, but I think they're expecting a 25 basis point cut. Meanwhile, sources are saying that Warner Brothers is going to officially reject, this is in the US now, the hostile takeover from Paramount, saying that the Netflix offer is superior. They also have some issues around how this deal is going to be funded. I think Rufai brought this up in terms of the Middle Eastern money that's behind this and some other issues. But the sources are saying that they're going to put out an official notice today that they are officially rejecting the bid. I don't know what Paramount will likely do after that. And then the Nigerian, they could put another bid in, and we'll see. Nigerian exchange yesterday, 0.1%, pretty marginal, but still, in Nigeria, we're up 45.21%. All share index at 149.459. Nigerian stocks edging up. That is our update.
With due respect, I think Trump is very happy now with all the tariffs now that have increased the unemployment number.
Yeah.
I think he blamed Trump, Biden for unaffordability and everything. He campaigned with affordability. Now he's lying that he doesn't know the meaning of affordability.
It's a new word.
It's a new word. Something he campaigned, affordability. So I think the way, and I think he had removed those in terms of the statistics before now.
Yep, he fired the BLS.
He fired the BLS. So as the job numbers gone up because of that. So you see, this hypocrisy we keep looking at, it's a reflection of the society we live in. And as regards that deal, I still see what will probably happen is this. Trump has the FCC, he has all the regulators in hand. He will frustrate Netflix while he tries to get another person to bid again one way or the other and put a ridiculous deal on the table. The timeline for them, I'm talking about Paramount Kinders, the timeline is supposed to be the 8th of June. I mean the 8th of January. Yeah. So if they are saying that, we don't want the deal, Warner Brothers saying they're not going to take the deal, they're just going to look for another consortium again, probably maybe leave out Jared here, still put one person of their own and bid again. You see, I'll take you back to the 30s. If you remember how Hitler infiltrated Germany, there's a guy called Verick that he actually used to bribe American senators. Their top American media host then, Father Coughlin, that when he died, they found about $14 million in the account of Hitler money. He was one of the most listened to radio presenters. So dictators like this, they always look at a way to take the media machinery. And that's what he's doing. So Trump has started. He's taking CBS off. He's told them to change how 60 Minutes is going to work. He wants to bring CNN into it.
BBC.
He's suing BBC. So it's a direct attack on the media. I mean, just go back in history and you'll see how it works out. It's just history playing itself all over again.
All right, so with regards to that deal, whoever emerges as whether taking ownership or merging with Warner Brothers would have a significant edge, significant advantage based on their film, watch chest, if I can put it that way, and TV. So they have Friends, most of us, Harry Potter, the whole franchise, so you can understand how why it's significant in terms of the battle for Warner Brothers. But the conversation is still up around competition rules and pardon?
The antitrust.
Yeah, antitrust, especially not just in the United States. They would have to also face it in Europe as well. So even if they're able to, cross that hurdle, maybe that's one of the, persuasions, because a number of people have thought that, okay, the president was backing this, covertly, it would pull through. It seemed like it was a better deal from, what Paramount was offering. However, if they do succeed in the United States of America, I would want to imagine what the impact of that would be in Europe, where they would also face stiff antitrust, resistance, especially because it would be too much power and advantage for one single company to have that. What I'd like to know, though, is if Netflix is still in the running and if there is a possibility, because that's also going to cause some form of, it's too much power, essentially. So I don't know if perhaps there would be a consortium for reformed, or perhaps a breaking down, or parts of the company being sold.
Yeah.
I know that a number of legacy builders are reluctant to do that, but maybe that might be what would make them overcome hurdles around antitrust, not just in the United States but the United Kingdom as well. And very quickly, just to touch on the fact that technology deal that Trump spoke about when he visited the United Kingdom, they've come out to say that it's still very much in the works. It wasn't just audio money, that they're actually fine-tuning and talking about how the deal would work, and it would be significant for the UK economy as well as the US economy. So just so that's still on the table.
We'll see.
Okay, one major story. President Trump now says Venezuela is already designated as a terrorist organization. How can one sovereign country designate another country as a terrorist organization?
Even Hitler
So that itself has implications for international relations. He has also said all the sanctioned oil tankers coming out of Venezuela, will be seized. And confirming Maduro's position that what President Trump wants to do, simplicity, is to just seize Venezuela's oil. So you are going to see all of this affecting oil prices and movements up and down within the oil industry. As for the Warner Brothers discovery. Now, the key issue here is that the last time we discussed it on this table, we were saying, it's Trump that wants to seize it for Ellison. Now, what has happened now is that Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, who has shown interest through a company called Affinity Partners, has now withdrawn.
Has pulled out.
Because he says, look, there are two big, major players in this. So what is now happening is that Paramount has gone directly to the investors to offer them, if you can sell to us about 51% and allow us to buy, you get a better deal. But now the WBD, they have now gone back to advise the investors. So there's something about investor choice, investor power in the whole of the equation. And they're saying, don't listen to Paramount because that will not benefit you. Because they say, how would they finance it? Paramount having financing challenges. The second other issue there is with the investors, who are they going to listen to? With the main company saying you will get a better deal with Netflix. But the substratum of all of this is about competition laws, either in the US or in Europe. So, antitrust, will you build a behemoth? And we have seen it previously with other companies. So that's where the major issue is. But I wanted to ask you your opinion about Mrs. Ilumelu becoming chairman of the Transcorp Corporation.
Congratulations to her. Well done. Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
I thought in the message you sent to me on WhatsApp
that the stock is up.
You were
stock
sending
is doing
a
well.
different opinion. And I wanted to challenge you that perhaps this is about succession and this is about competence, ability. Because in the corporate world, people are choosing on the basis of competence,
ability,
and they are not to be discriminated against on the basis of gender or marital status. That's the takeaway. Thank you very much. Well, members of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, are staging a protest in Lagos right now to draw attention to worsening insecurity across the country. The demonstration aims to highlight rising incidents of violence, including attacks on workers, kidnappings, and other threats to public safety. Well, labor protests out there. I thought we said earlier on that the president was meeting with the Nigerian Labour Congress. Could it be that the Nigerian Labour Congress is jumping the gun? But we'll see what happens, or there is communication problem within organized labor. No, that's not what we're questioning. We're saying, after that meeting, what was the outcome?